Hey, what's up? I'm HypeHype. I play games, make games, and everything in between. And this week I've been coming to the Brooklyn Library working on HypeHype. HypeHype is a revolutionary app that allows you to make and play games all on your mobile phone, iPad, or even desktop browser. Today we are going to be playing some hypes. If you'd like more information on this, check out my previous videos or go to HypeHype.com. There are lots of cool games on HypeHype. Today's game, Frosty's Soccer Practice by Tenelly. I'm going to try to get a high score, and then I'm going to break down mechanics of this game so you can see how it's made, and if you want to, remake the game in your own way. If you like this kind of content, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and the bell for more notifications as I put out content around making and playing games. First thing I want to do here is check out the scoreboard. We can see Viper's up there with 8 seconds. I don't know how he does it. I'm at 32 seconds. Let's see if I can't get a better score. Once we get onto the field, it will be game time. Let's go. I'm gonna go for the easiest one first. We gotta get the same colored balls into the goals. The trick is to just tap all the balls in the direction they gotta go and keep moving. The right goal is back over here. And we got it. Top 5, looking good. The setup of this game is straightforward. Anybody can use HypeHype to make games. First thing we're going to do is turn the logic button on, and we can see here is what starts the timer. There is a collision trigger set to green, and the character is probably a green object. Yep, we got the character and we got this object which is set to collision trigger, green for the character, and will execute this broadcaster which will start the timer. Has a physical object, which you need when you have a collision trigger, and it's set to static. Now we have the character. This is listening to get hot. We'll have to keep a lookout for that broadcaster and see what it does to the player. The field is set up like so. We have trees all around in the background. Oh wait, what is this? Collectible score. Okay, so this looks like something that is not implemented in the game, might be put into a future game where there's a score and you have a heart, which explains what was in the character in the first place, this broadcast listener, but it is not presently being utilized in this game, but may be in future versions of this game. In this map we have 3 different tile maps. This green area over here is the ground. This is the fence tile map. You can see it has the physical properties of static, and if we wanted to paint some more, we could. And then the next tile maps are these 2 right here. A good way to take a look at this is to just grab it and move it up. And this is how field looks like a modern soccer field. The more you use HypeHype, the better you find tips and tricks to make things look amazing. Overall, we can take a look at the environment settings. We can see these are the colors for the world. As the game is mainly focused on the field, there's basic gray, sky, and fog colors, and if we wanted to there be more fog, we could do something like that. Maybe even make the fog kind of a little orange. This is what California is like sometimes. We have 2 main components here. We have all, which are set to group objects to the appropriate color. We got purple, light blue, dark blue, red. This one is gray, and this is yellow. Coincidentally, we have goals for each ball that have bullseyes in the goals. Thing to pay attention to here is the collision trigger. This collision trigger is dark blue, along with this object ball being dark blue. When this dark blue ball touches this bullseye, the collision trigger is activated, causing the object itself to be destroyed, a particle effect to happen, and a broadcaster to execute. This is the particle effect, which is a smoke puff. If you want to see what that looks like, we can go over to the hamburger menu, hit effects, select smoke puff, and we can see it right over there to the right. Hit the play button, and that's what happens. All these bullseyes are set up in practically the same way. Collision trigger, red for red, destroys its bullseye, particle effect, and then broadcaster. Let's take a look at the broadcaster. The broadcaster is set to signal target hit, and there is a broadcast listener somewhere looking to target hit. All of these are set to target hit. Where is target hit? Let's zoom out. Oh, here we go. We have some containers up here. We have an end system, which this is for game fail. All these things happen. End of game, vibration, and a sound. And then this one is probably game success. And we have the same kind of effects. Goal tracker, let's take a look at this. Here we have target hit, and this is a math operator. Now let's see how this works. Each time one of these goals gets triggered by the appropriate soccer ball, in this case dark gray, hits this broadcaster sends out a signal to the broadcast listener over here to the goal tracker. This has two output signals. One is a math operator, which adds all these together. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which adds the 6 goals. And if we get to the total number of 6, it feeds to a game success. This is set to a set operation of output 1. Every time one of these goals is triggered, this broadcast listener then sends out a signal, math operator A, output 1. And that output goes into here, and we can see that it is adding the number. So the input would be value A, and that number is 1. And then once it has that value of 1, it goes into value B. As it goes into value B, it also compares to value A. It sends out a signal to compare value A to value B. Every time there is a goal, it checks to see if that value is the same as value B. The broadcast listener is triggered, the math output value A goes here, and value A becomes 1. Next, value A, which is now 1, goes to the compare node and is put up here. For the first goal, you have 1, and it compares to see if 1 is equal to 6. And if that is false, nothing happens. But if you hit your 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th goal, eventually that becomes true, and when that becomes true, we have an execute of this broadcaster, which is over here, and then this execution is game success. So let's go through that one more time. Each of these bullseyes are set the collision trigger on the specific color of the soccer ball. Those activate the destruction of the bullseye, a particle effect, and of the broadcast execute named target hit. That target hit is triggered by this broadcast listener 1. The math value here sets an output of 1 that then goes to this math operator node and takes each goal and adds it to this compare value. Once there's 1 goal, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 goals, and when there are 6 goals, it then triggers the broadcaster, which signals out the game success, causing the game to end. Another thing that is also triggered during the broadcast listener target hit is this random value, which let's take a look at it. On execute, we have a min 0, maximum 2, seed 6942 integer. It basically just randomly picks one of these compare nodes. Will randomly have one of 3 sounds activate. And this is explosion 1, this is explosion 2, and this is explosion 3. Here we can see this is a sound node just for the music in the hype. We got the music and then we got the sound effects. That is how the game is tracked. Next, let's take a look at the scoreboard. And then we can see the broadcaster start timer take into effect over here. Once the player crosses this box, which is invisible, that's done over here to make it visible. Here, take a look, there it is, invisible. Player starts the timer. The timer both activates the sound, which is the sports whistle, and the timer itself. And here we can see the timer has the direction of forward and a text value and leaderboard entry. Now we have the red moving line and the gray moving line. What that means is that the red line is active and the gray line is only active when triggered. Here we can see the text. What's important here is when we go look at text, we can see that the type is time. This is the format. There's multiple different types of formats, but because this is a quick game, we can see that there are decimal points after the 0. The alignment X is center, alignment top is Y, the size is medium, color is white. Now if we wanted to make this visible, we could do something like this. That's the text. We have 2 trigger points going into the execution of the timer, so let's take a look at those. Again, we have the start timer, this begins the timer, and this is the game success. This will turn the timer off. So we can select the time, hit the magnifying glass, and see the output turns it off, stopping the time, keeping track of what the player's current score is. The game success here, we also execute the leaderboard entry with the output of 0. And let's take a look at the leaderboard. We can see the red line is the active leaderboard entry, and the gray line is not active. That is because it is keeping track of the time as it's happening. And so that was Frosty's soccer practice by Tanner Lee. If you can beat my high score, leave a comment below. Let me know what your time was. You can play this game on the mobile web or go to HypeHype.com, fill out the form, and download the app as it's currently in early access. check Penalty out on HypeHype. This game is amazing and maybe we'll cover it in a future video. If you like this video where I go through hypes explaining how they're made, you should hit that like button, subscribe, and peace.